We've talked about the history of the black press. Now on to the future. Chicago continues its strong tradition of journalism with our next guest, Morgan Elise Johnson, founder and publisher of The Tribe. Danielle Sanders, managing editor of Chicago News Weekly, previously managing editor of the historic Chicago Defender, and Rufus Williams, radio personality and the host of The Morning Show on WVON. Welcome, guys. Let's get right into this. The future of black journalism. We've come a long way, but we got a long way to go. What do you think that future is for us?
Well, I'll say we've come a long way, but when you start to really look at where we are, we've also retreated. So we think about right here in Chicago and all the big businesses and big journalism places that were here, and as prominent and dominant as they were, we're not at the same place now. What we know about news is that news is local. It's all local, and then it becomes a bigger national story. And to the extent we start to look around here and see that we've lost some of our institutions, some of our black institutions, some of our journalism institutions, and we begin to look and see where the money is not going into these places and how we still fight for the dollars, whether they're advertising dollars or otherwise, that can really have us have full stories, detailed stories, research stories. It becomes a bit more challenging with when we look at that. So what does the future look like? The future looks like, to me, we control it as we do. When we start to think about the purchasing dollars of black people, and we start to think about where we can put our money and where we can force advertisers to support what this media is and what the stories are that needs to come out from us, it's really something that's within our control.
Gotcha. I mean, I remember growing up as a kid, and you come into the city of Chicago, right on the Lakeshore Drive, you will look to your left, right there you see Jet Magazine, right on one of the tallest buildings right there along Michigan Avenue. But now you don't see that anymore. But we have new opportunities out here, the Tribe. Why is it so important to have something like that in your opinion? Because you created this and it's beautiful, but people may not understand why it's so important to have it.
Well, the Tribe very much follows in the distinguished tradition of the abolitionist black press. So when we're talking about abolition, we're talking about like the Freedom's Journal that was founded in the 1800s, right after slavery was abolished in the state of New York. And that publication really advocated for the newly freed black men in ways that the mainstream press wasn't. So the Tribe, in the work that we do, we're very much providing a counter narrative to mainstream's narrative, which is oftentimes counter-revolutionary. Black people have always had to fight for our rights. Nothing is really given to us, and there needs to be a black press to give those platforms a voice.
Got that, got that. I mean, you definitely need those opportunities to hear that voice. And when it comes to us in our communities, I mean, being a black journalist myself, working with WGN, I can see where when you go into our communities trying to cover our stories, they're a little hesitant with other people, but then they look at you like, are you one of us? I was like, you know, I woke up, my skin is black, I'm just like there with you. So it's important to have those pieces. Would you agree?
I do, and I honestly think the future of the black press is going to be us looking back at our origins. The black press in its inception was revolutionary. It was opinionated, it was strong, it was fearless, and a lot of that was because they did not get the big ad dollars. They were advertised by people in the community. And so because they weren't slaves to their advertisers, they were able to tell stories authentically, boldly, and be very revolutionary, as Morgan mentioned, as far as being abolitionists. And that's where you got some of the best journalism and some of those stories, and that's what created trust in the community, because they knew our papers were advocating for our people. And I think that's watered down. I really think we have to be more fearless in our reporting, in our telling of stories, and not be so scared to speak truth to power.
Do you feel like we've lost a little bit of the trust in the community?
A little bit, I do. Depending on which outlet or which publication you're looking at, people want original stories, they want investigative journalism, they want you to do deep dives into certain things that affect our community. We can tell the same stories that's in the mainstream, but how we tell those stories is very different. Being that we're in these communities, living and working and raising our families. So I would like to see that. You see it in bits and pockets with other black media outlets, but I think for us to kind of rise to the point where we were flourishing, our papers were all over the country and our communities picked up those papers first. And they went to our papers and our outlets first. I'd like to see us get back to that. And I think the only way you do that is by being bold and unapologetic.
Well, I wonder, like, how do you be bold and unapologetic? Because sometimes, like we were just talking about this, when you get into our communities, it's tough to tell these stories because people don't want to talk sometimes. It's really, really hard. But how do you break that down? I know you guys with the tribe, you do it.
I think you have to think about the relationship that the media has had with the black community. There are publications that drive revenue from clickbait, sensationalized stories of black trauma and death. So that causes a wedge in the community when anytime you see a TV camera in a black neighborhood, it's because the cameras are there to show conflict and strife and distress in the black community. It's a traumatic experience to be filmed in those moments. So a lot of the work that the tribe does is to try to repair that relationship between the community and the press, and also to do a bunch of civic engagement and media literacy work to let people know, like, we're an independent news outlet, here's how we're funded, here's why you should trust us, and here's how you can get involved, and here's how you can empower yourself to tell your own story. I think when we empower our communities, they trust us, and I think people have really started to back the tribe in larger numbers, even with us being unapologetic and all those things that you were talking about, Danielle, because they know that we're speaking from a point of love, that we love Black Chicago and that we're a part of this community and want to see it thrive.
That's beautiful. And then with the radio, how do you do it real fast?
We've been here for 60 years.
Okay.
We've developed who we are, and we're unapologetic about what it is. We open up our doors. We open up our phone lines. We tell the stories about the people so they listen and come back every day. So what we're doing on WVON every day is bringing it to the people, and then the people bring it back to us. So trust doesn't become that much of a factor unless it's the people that we're really trying to get at in some other way to try to get some understanding, and they've lost trust from the other outlets where they've gone, who show up and may not be able to bring them the same levels of openness that we can.
Gotcha. So it's basically getting in the community, connecting with the people is what we're looking to do to build that gap and make something happen on.
There's always a level of, there's a guard that comes down in the community when the people see a black journalist automatically. And then once they know why you're there, like I always use the example of when I was covering the looting and the riots after George Floyd, we came out and we were filming and people thought we were filming the looting, and we weren't. We were filming people coming out of Home Depot with brooms and dustpans who were cleaning up their neighborhoods.
And that's the story you got to tell.
Who were organizing, because that was the story they weren't telling.
Exactly.
They were making it sound like on the south and west sides of Chicago, we were just tearing the streets up and nobody cared. So we wanted to focus on how our community members came out, organized on social media, and came to the jewels or to their neighborhoods. That's the side that people didn't get to see.
And that's the impact that we need. Let's keep this going for a second. When we return, we'll have more with our panel as we hit this week's headlines, including what Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson is facing as he prepares to formally take office.